Shalom, this is the third video on Sefer Bamidbar. We're going to look at today Bamidbar Hey, Parak Hey, Pasuk Ches. And the Pasuk says as follows: V'im ein la'ish goel hashiv Hashem alav, Hashem ha'moshav Hashem, la'kohen milvad al kippurim asher chaper bo ba'alav. Where this is referring to a convert who passes away and you owe the convert money. So the convert that dies and you owe him money, he doesn't have any children, presumably, that are related to him halachically, that deserve the money as his inheritors. In other words, he has no descendants, he has no inheritors to give the money to. So who do you give the money to? So the pasuk says that you give it to Hashem, or meaning, right? How do you give it to Hashem? You give it to the Cohen. It belongs to the Cohen because that's giving it to Hashem. Okay, that's the pasuk. We're going to see a fascinating machlokas between the Sforno and the Ibn Ezra as to why it is that we give the money, quote unquote, to Hashem, to the Cohen. And if we look at the Sforno, this is on pasuk chet. The divrei hamaschil is hamoshav l'Hashem, that we return it to God. And the Ibn Ezra, the Sforno says hamoshav l'Hashem ki she'ein habalim kayamim, when the owners no longer are existing, they passed away. Roy lashiv hagezel b'alei ba'alav, the stuff that you stole, right? You stole from the convert, and now you have to return it, but he's dead. So it goes to the owner's owner. Right? What does that mean? V'hu akel yisbarach, that's God. That's like if you steal from a slave, so then the stuff goes back to the owner of the slave. It's the same idea with humans. If a human dies, if a convert dies, so then it goes back to the slave, okay, to the owner, which would be Hashem. So the Sforno's explanation is that the reason why we give the money that we stole from a convert after the convert dies, the reason why we give it back to Hashem is because we give it to the owner's owner, meaning everybody's on this world, their owner is Hashem. That's the Sforno's reasoning why we give it. The Ibn Ezra explains why we give it to the Cohen. He explains as follows. So if you look at the Ra'avah, the Ibn Ezra on Pasuk Chet, it's a very short comment by the Ibn Ezra. In Divrei HaMaschil HaMoshav L'Hashem, the Ibn Ezra says as follows: Bavur Yiras Hashem L'Shiva. We give it back to God out of awe of God. Yiras Hashem sometimes is translated as fear of God, but in most times when the Rishonim discuss Yiras Hashem, they're referring to the awe of God. So that's what we're trying to accomplish, returning it to Hashem, out of the awe of God, the Ibn Ezra says. So just to sum up, you have a machlokas between the Sforno and the Ibn Ezra as to the reason why we give the stolen objects that we stole from a convert who then later passed away. The reason why we give that to the Cohen, meaning, right, and the idea is that we're giving it to Hashem, the Sforno says is because we give it to the owner's owner, right, meaning all people's owners are God, and the Ibn Ezra says we give it to the Cohen, meaning to God, representative, or however you're going to understand that, out of awe of God. Now the real chachma, the real wisdom is going to come only from your analysis, and that's what I can't wait to hear. Shalom.